Welcome, everybody. Welcome to day one of our 3-day health business boot camp. I am really excited that you guys are here today. And honestly, the fact that you are here today tells me everything I need to know about you. You're doers, you don't settle for good enough, and you are reaching for extraordinary. So my goal over the next 3 days is to move you from where you are to where you want to be and introduce you to a specialty. So you're not just taking a master course in your health business boot camp, you're joining a tribe of health professionals that want to give more and do more for yourself, for your family, for your life, and honestly, for the world. Here is how to make this, I believe, a transformational experience. This is what I like to do when I want a webinar, when I run a webinar, when I run a master course. Show up fully. Be on camera if you can. For so many people, that's really scary, but for your growth, to be out there as the authority, you want to lean in and do something that feels uncomfortable. John Maxwell says that champions are not made in the comfort zone. And then we're going to dive deep. We're going to talk about exercises for you to complete that will really help you with your life purpose or direction, or if there's a challenge that you're having somewhere that can maybe work it out for you. Those are for you. So when I talk about, even when I talk about homework, it's really about inner work that we're doing. Celebrate every win. Share any aha moments. When we meet here again tomorrow, which will probably be for about an hour, my hope is that you, after you had a chance to process, that you received something from today. And I'm hoping that you are going to share that. Also, I would like you to, if you're open to it, I really would love for you to share in our private community, and I'm going to give you that link. Once you're part of this community, you are a part of us for life. If you have any questions about business, if you are running into a growth spurt, which is painful, although it's like an oxymoron saying that, right? Because we all want to grow, but you hit these growth spurts and they are difficult, any kind of issues, this is the place that you're going to be able to ask and get it answered. And so today we're throwing out the old business playbook that has been written for solopreneurs and entrepreneurs in the past. I want to show you new rules that turn health and wellness professionals into marketing authority. And I really want to also reveal my integration, my specialization integration approach that's creating thriving health professionals while serving more people than ever before. So I want to get down to business. It is about why it's important to stand out and be the one in a field of many. It's about creating your brand, your expertise right from the beginning, or wherever you are in your business, so you can systematically speak to your niche, create your lane of authority, create the impact that you want to create, and be seen for your services with no competition from the very beginning of where you are right now. So there are old rules that keep us small. There was too much of an investment required. So where we were 10 years ago and where we are now is a totally different place. I really believe that over the last 5 years, things have changed dramatically for us. The truth is, because things have changed so much in the last 5 years, it is meant for us to be there now. It is meant for healers to get into the forefront. Now is the time. So I'm going to show you over these next 3 days how to do that. I'm just so excited about how life has changed and how business has changed for solopreneurs like us. That's what I want to talk about. So the first rule that is outdated is, old rule was no authority. You become invisible in a crowd. You know, when you think about it, there are 682,000 plus social workers, 370,000 plus therapists, and they're all saying the same thing. So how do you stand out? The second thing, is you master one specialty with no way to build a reputation. You're just another therapist in the crowd. You know what you love, but now we have to build a business around you. You cannot be just another therapist. You need to be a master in a niche and package that way so people will search you out. The third thing is competing on price and availability. I do not know how many times I've heard this. You become trapped in a race to the bottom. Who charges less? You cannot make money that way. The problem is also it's hourly, finite amount of income that you could make. You have to get out of that hourly prison. And then not only that, you attract bargain hunters who don't value what you do. And people don't understand that, you know? So I call it the race to the bottom. And then for others, it's an investment. The investment is unattainable. You cannot compete with corporations. You cannot compete with people who have a ton of money to invest, simply even in ads, where we're doing $30 a day. People are doing $3,000 a day. You will never be seen. And you will still have people coming to you and saying, let me do it for you. I'm going to get you to the first page. I mean, my God, that was all I heard 10 years ago. I'm going to get you to the first page. I went broke. They made money. A race to the bottom. You know, it was crazy. Just could not compete. So these are the new rules. We don't have to compete with the corporations. It does not have to be expensive anymore. There are so many things that have changed right now. Enough for all of us. There is room for all of us. And the way to do that is by creating this expertise, taking you out of the people where there are 2,000 and putting you into the minority of one. That is how to create you as a specialist. You have to understand the blueprint, and that's what I'm going to get to in these 3 days. So today it's about the core. It's about specialty integration and authority. This is what we're focusing on today. Talking about choosing a specialization, especially if you have many, taking you, packaging you, creating your specialization so you could be in a package of one, and talk about how to expand on it, right? Creating packages and doing many different things, getting your system up and running. One of the things, one of my most favorite things to do is to do a workshop, and this is offered in one of my packages, but to do a one-on-one workshop, you and I, where we talk about all of your superpowers and then mold them into something that makes you a specialist. I just love doing that. And then we create this whole business around it and get you out there. And we talk about different ways when we talk about day 3, automated systems, organic ways of getting out there, paid ways of getting out there, all of these different systems. And that we cover on day 3. So tomorrow is mindset, mastering mindset, which most of you probably don't need, but I am hoping that you will see something that takes you to this. So the goal is to elevate you to the #1 position in your industry and niche. That's what I'm going to talk about over the next 3 days, how to do that. To build great income from your expertise and authority, to create unique positioning that makes you the go-to expert. So you are standing as one in that whole slew of 400,000 therapists. So when I work with my clients, this is the foundation we focus on. And the most important thing is to know that it has to be done step by step. I've learned that skipping steps is not good, and that's what kept me stuck. But when you follow this system exactly as I'm going to show you, the magic is going to happen for you, I promise. Whether you do it on your own or you get somebody to help you. My goal is to help you to understand exactly what it is you need to do, those steps, and how to do them. Is it going to make you a little nervous? Yeah, if you haven't done it before. That's always the hardest thing for us, is doing anything that requires change and takes us out of our comfort zone. But with the right mindset, you're going to see that you can do it. Rule number 2, strategic integration and authority. That's when you thoughtfully combine your superpowers and get them to work together, so that you do create this amazing package around you. Rule 3 is positioning yourself as the authority. After you decide your superpower, then you share the content with your audience and your niche, all packaged around that superpower. You can have clients now that you are working with, but we really also want to expand it and bring in other clients as well. When we focus on one specific area in your superpower, in this package that we've created, it not only helps your clients that are there now, but it also expands your reach. And believe it or not, focusing in on a niche and not feeling like you can help every single person, but focusing in on a niche, as you probably already know, is what is going to bring you in more clients. Once you get those clients in, then they could learn about everything else you do. But that comes with that loyalty and that trust that you've created with them. So, what is specialization integration? Having a specialty, standing out in a niche, meaning helping a specific group of people that you would like to work with. Where you are right now might be totally different than where you are 3 months from now. You could be in a specialty, or incorporating a specialty, or repositioning, revamping everything you do based on all your superpowers and incorporating things you've never even thought about before because you have objective opinions. And that's why I love those one-on-one business strategy calls so much. It could change everything in one call. And then your purpose comes out, your excitement comes out. It's the most amazing feeling. And it's the most amazing feeling for me when I get to do that with people. You combine your superpowers and you're pulling yourself into a market of one instead of a market of many. It's a combination that creates synergy, where the combined knowledge becomes more valuable and you could add a totally new dimension into your business. So a signature product can be created, one that nobody else offers. And like I said, not necessarily a physical product. It could be a digital product. It could be some kind of a consultation. You can add books to it. It's all about identifying your niche, your target audience, and then the offerings that you will bring to them. And that's when you charge your premium prices. So before I share what I believe is one of the most powerful integration opportunities available, I want to ask you something. Have these thoughts crossed your mind before? And you could type it in the chat. Have these thoughts crossed your mind before? Have you thought about ways of a specialty you'd like to incorporate? Is there something that excites you and you are being called to explore? Um, and then, does it affect you? How long is the time that you'd have to invest? How long do you have to go back to school for? What is the price investment? Once you invested it, how do you get it out there to the community? So anybody here have anything in there on their mind that they've thought about incorporating into their business, but they haven't done it yet? Or are you open to explore possibilities? And one of which I'm going to talk about today. And I want you to understand, I'm going to share something with you today. But whether you choose to learn it is totally up to you. Everything I'm teaching today, regardless of me talking about plant medicine, incorporating it, everything I'm talking about today is specifically for you, thinking about, okay, what do I need another superpower? Can I incorporate what I have into something amazing, into a package, into a treatment package? These are all the things that are important. Thank you, Raina, for loving my new rules. Okay, and talking about superpowers,
You
absolutely.
are speaking my language. Okay.
Thank you.
Everything you're saying is totally divinely guided. I've been accessing it with you all week, even though we didn't talk. I did a reading on you, so check. That's my superpower.
So it's really beautiful. Some of you have integration ideas brewing, and you're also open to what I want to talk about. And again, like I said, whether it's for you, it'll be called to you if it's for you. If it's not for you, you won't be called. But still, I'm going to teach you over these 3 days how to just go from where you are and take it to the next level, because that's what life has given us right now. And that's what I want to share with you. So the modality that I'm going to talk about, it's holistic, it's all natural. It focuses on powerful mental health, wellness, and happiness. It can be incorporated into any mental or physical health modality. People are actively looking for this because you cannot take a pill for confidence. You can't go to the doctor and say, listen, I need something for confidence. He'll give you a pill for depression. You know, there is no such thing. So what I'm going to introduce is are all of those things that affect our health and wellness on a intense mental area. On page 42 in the book, I talk about the integration spot formula. So if you have the book, you can go to page 42. Otherwise, I'm going to talk to you about it now. Some of the things I'm going to talk about on the different pages are things that you could fill out later on your own. So the most successful integration happens when you find specialties that check all of these boxes, complements your existing skills without competing, addresses unmet needs in your current client base, has proven demands but limited local expertise. If you want to be local, if you want to be worldwide, you're also meeting demand. Allows premium positioning, and that's what we're talking about, and higher fee structures. It creates a natural referral opportunity and client retention. It can be learned quickly with proper guidance, and positions you as an authority in your field and an emerging field. If you're not in your own business yet, it talks about how it builds on existing health education and experience, allows you to start serving your clients quickly without years of additional training. There is a clear market demand with clients actively seeking solutions. My job is to get it out there and create practitioners to do this. And then for you, it's getting the clients, which I'm going to help you do. So it enables you to launch with confidence and credibility, and it provides a focused niche rather than competing as a generalist, which I'm going to talk about. You need something that offers streams, multiple revenue streams, and then positions you as a specialist right from day one. So in the book, there's an assessment on page 40 that helps you learn more about where interests may lie regarding positioning. In the chat, I put there is something that's amydcohen.com book, and you can access that if you want to get it. The book is normally $19.95. It's $4.99 to anybody on this call, and you can get that. If you don't want to get that, it's perfectly fine. And it says page 40, but honestly, it may be off a little bit because I've added things. And as I do these webinars, these master courses, I find myself adding more into the book. So I am about to share statistics with you that's going to blow your mind and show you exactly why now is the right time to position yourself and add a mental health specialty into your holistic business or create a business around it. You know that these past 10 or 15 years, and actually you have young kids, have been crazy with ADHD meds and other pharmaceuticals. And the healing modality I'm going to share is an untapped market, but um, you know that the schools and the teachers have said, I want you to get your kids on meds because they're moving around too much in school and it disrupts the flow of teaching. And somehow the teachers were able to take all this power and get kids on medication. Is medication important? Yeah, absolutely. If you need it, medication is important. But not everybody wants their kids on medication. And as to feel that pressure from a teacher, especially because their kids are not sitting correctly or the way they want in school. So the crisis, 1 in 5 adults experience mental health issues annually. Anxiety disorders affect 40 million adults in the United States, and that's not even counting children. Depression affects over 21 million adults annually. 70% of adults say they're experiencing stress that impacts their daily functioning. And I'm reading this right now because I'm reading statistics. So, and the average time to wait for mental health services is 7 to 12 weeks. And are you going to get what you want? And this is not just about anxiety and depression. You know, people go into depression, and I think everyone here is going to know this, but a lot of people don't. Why do you go into depression? Many different reasons, but some reasons people don't even think about is simply because of purpose. When you are not following your purpose and you over time and over time and over time keep telling yourself, I cannot change what I'm doing, I have responsibilities, I cannot afford it, I cannot do this, what are you doing? You're suppressing what you came here to do. You're suppressing your soul's experience, what you are supposed to be experienced in this lifetime. And when that happens, what happens? You start to feel depressed. How can you feel any other way? When you are not following your purpose and you are constantly suppressing what you should be doing, it affects you in every area of your life, mentally, and then eventually, of course, we all know physically, right? So the holistic integrated integration medicine gap. 78% of adults seek holistic healthcare approaches for mental wellness. 84% are willing to pay premium for integrated mental health support. And you're going to find out what I charge. Excuse me. Most healthcare providers feel unprepared to address the mental health component of their clients' needs. So, how many of you have clients, family, friends, acquaintances who struggle with anxiety, with stress, with any kind of emotional challenges that go beyond what you can address right now if you are currently in business or just in general? How many people do you know that are currently struggling with some form of emotional challenge, sadness, confidence, school challenges, ASD symptoms, fears, anxiety, a chaotic lifestyle where they're not grounded, organization problems, being organized, and anger? Does this resonate with you at all? Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Rena. So what if you can see amazing positive changes within a short period of time? For example, a nutritionist, they have clients that struggle with mindset, right? They don't want to eat, they want to be healthy, but they can't control their eating habits. Okay, you go to what I'm going to teach you, this plant medicine. You get out a remedy for motivation, for commitment to your goals, for getting back on track when you get off instead of feeling angry with yourself. You just get back on. As a life coach, how many of you, and I believe that you, Raina, Misty, and Beverly, you are life coaches. When you are working with people one on one or even in a group, um, you are directing them in their life. They are coming to you because they have physical issues or mental issues, and you are trying to help them get out of it. And that is part of life coaching. I have not seen a certification for life coaching that I believe has been very specific. I mean, Jack Canfield has one that's really good, but I believe that as a healer or as a plant remedy practitioner, you are also helping in their lives. They're coming to you with their challenges, and you are helping them to move forward. And now incorporating plant medicine helps you to see results and for them to see results in within 30 days. So, and not only that, not only are you talking to people, you're actually giving them something physical. So if you're open, I want to share my stories. I'm going to share probably a few stories over the days, but I want to tell you how I fell into plant medicine. I had been struggling with anxiety for a few years. No idea where it came from. I remember when it happened. I was traveling back and forth. My mother was ill. She was in the hospital. She was dying. There was a lot going on. My brothers and fathers, they were very passive when it came to hospitals and dealing with doctors, right? And we as women, we're going in there and saying, "Hey, my mother needs this help, and you guys are not moving." Where I flew in from Chicago. I went to the hospital. I'm taking care of my mother. I'm asking my brothers, why are they in the waiting room? Why are they not in there? Well, the doctors did a round. Okay, how long ago? 4 hours ago. I'm like, well, why? The doctors didn't come back to get them to go back into the room. So they're totally passive, And we as women, that is not us. Anyway, I went home and I had my first anxiety attack while I was cooking dinner. I had no idea what was happening. And then over the years, it got worse to the point where I could not leave my house. Total agoraphobia. I was a strong woman. I'm running a law firm in New York. I had 30 people under me. I'm doing all of this, taking care of my parents, taking care of my kids, considering divorce at the time. There was a lot going on. And like, what the heck is happening to me? Why can't I breathe? Why am I afraid to walk on the balcony? So I had been struggling with anxiety, and then my father became ill. Now I had to get back on a plane from Chicago, go to New York and take care, or Florida and go and take care of my father. I was traveling back and forth for 5 weeks. And what was so crazy was, and you don't even think about this, but I'd walk into the hospital Monday morning, I'd go home for the weekend. I was trying to find a house. I didn't know, like I said, what if my husband was coming with us. I had to get my kids out of this horrific school they were in. And so I could only do it weekends, and I'd go back Monday morning. And every time I went back Monday morning, I never knew what I was going to see with my father. There was one time when I walked in and he did not even know where I was, who I was. And then over the 5 weeks time, um, I literally felt like I was starting to lose it. And I did not know what to do at this point. I could barely think for myself. I had 5 different doctors telling me 5 different things that I should be doing or believed what was needed for my father. And I had to make these life death decisions and then go home on the weekends, get my kids prepared for school and make these decisions there about moving and where am I going and is my husband coming and do I want him to come? And, it was crazy. I didn't know what to do. So I had my kids' doctors, but I had a special doctor for my son because he had problems, and allopathic medicine was not helping. He had pneumonia 3 times by the time he was 18 months old, and the doctor said, he is going to have lung issues. He's going to have all of these issues. Meanwhile, I couldn't get antibiotics for him unless he was literally sick. So I found this holistic doctor. Boom, she cured him in no time, and it piqued my interest. And I called her up and I said, I am struggling. I think I'm going to lose it. I might be having a nervous breakdown. I don't know what that is. I just know I need help. So I said to her, she was also a regular doctor. I said, can you just give me, all my friends are on Xanax. Give me a script. And she's like, I'll give you a script, but I'd like to make you a flower remedy blend. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? A flower remedy blend? Whatever. So If you want to make something for me, I'll take it, but I also want the script because I'm dealing with these things that are life death. I don't know that a flower remedy is going to help me. Anyway, she made it for me and told me how to take it, and I took it over the weekend, whatever. And I took it. And all I can tell you, I mean, because I was in such chaos, all I can tell you that by Monday morning, and it will not always be like this, but I was in such chaos that it worked immediately. I knew what I was going to do for my father. I knew what I was going to do with the doctors. I had my anxiety was calming. I had total control over what the next pieces were going to be. And I was like, what is this? Was this the remedy? What else could it be? Right? It started a whole thing for me. Next thing you know, I'm back. Everything is done. I'm back um, at my house after 5 weeks, moving forward. And I am like, what is this stuff? So I started researching it. My family became my guinea pigs, and I was working with remedies with them and my friends all the time, just making people take them. Here, take this. Here, take this, and doing that. And my anxiety over time, 100% gone. So then I said, oh my God, I never heard of this. There's something to this. I have to start learning about it. And that's when I started traveling all over the world and working with these different producers of plant medicine, of flower remedies. I literally got on a plane and flew to Australia 24 hours. Like, who was that? You know? So I was able to do that. Life changing. And I believe, and I remember the first and only time I ever said to myself, why me, was when I was going through all of this with my father. What is the lesson here? I just don't see the lesson. Why can't it be just a little easier? And that is not who I am, and I've never said that. And it's funny because I've never forgotten that, because now I looked back and I'm saying, oh my God, this is why. This was part of my purpose. I have been given this gift that I am going to get to teach this, first working with clients for over 10 years. And that's when okay, now I need to teach this and get this to practitioners out there all over the world. This is just not something that is out there. It's well known throughout Europe, not well known here. And then I was like thankful, like, oh my God, thank you for trusting me enough to allow me to do this. So with all the traveling and everything else, sharing my credentials, I'm a plant medicine expert, over 15 years specializing in botanical interventions for mental health, emotional health, and holistic wellness. I've written 2 books, one on using plant medicine for anxiety and one for ASD disorder and symptoms in mental health for autism. I've written a couple of business building books. I've traveled the world studying with the best producers that I found over time. Their remedies have been so amazing that I needed to go and work with them one-on-one. And from now, I now teach a certification course in a 1 week live boot camp, and I teach it myself right now. So it used to be over 8 months and we'd meet once a month. But then, people are like, I want to get in this and learn this. And I don't blame you. I am not a person that's going to go back to school for 4 years to learn something new to incorporate. I want something that I could learn and get out there and start using. And you would be using this within a week. You'd be learning many things. And my goal is to build a movement of wellness professionals who create unshakable authority, lasting wealth, and bringing life changes and plant medicine to the world. One practitioner at a time, although my goal is 100 this year. So my approach is, within these last few years, I have created a specialization, a system, the advanced systems that I'm going to talk about. To I don't want you to just learn this. I want you to take your superpowers and then create lasting wealth with it. Something that we could do now that we were not able to do, like I said, 10 years ago. And that is what I want to do. Whether you want to do this or not, if you wanted to learn how to build a wealth lasting business, we can do that. but my love is incorporating plant medicine to it. So what makes this difference? I don't represent any of these producers. They don't pay me for, I teach 3 different brands. They don't pay me for teaching their brands. I'm bringing it to you because I want you to learn it. And I teach this so you could use this in your business immediately. But I want to get past this. I find myself, uh, I don't want to, I'm not trying to sell you. I'm just trying to share with you. So when I hear myself and I say, you're starting to sell, I try and just step away from that. So in the chat also, I want you to see what plant medicine does. And so there is something that's called general case studies. And in there, and it took me 5 years to figure this out when I first started doing this, in there, you're going to hear from women their stories and what plant medicine did for themselves or for their children or for their relationships. Because the truth is, if you are not a relationship coach, right? You're not a relationship therapist. I've still had couples coming to me where I work with them with plant medicine. Why? Because I'm a plant medicine specialist and I know it can help, right? Getting rid of resentments and all of those things. So you will see in the Amy D. Cohen general case studies, if you want to see what plant medicine can do, that's where you can go to look. So 10 years, people are not really interested in holistic medicine. I don't know how you guys did. I was struggling 10 years ago. I was chasing people to try and teach them what this does, just so I could make them a remedy for free and they could experience the health benefits. But now, over time, holistic medicine has really moved to the forefront and people are demanding it and willing to pay for it because insurance will never cover very little. You can maybe get to acupuncture once you pay your deductible, but people that are expanding into more like Beverly, things you were sharing, it's much more than your average acupuncture, right? So insurance does not cover it. So I want to talk to you about plant medicine, not essential oils. It's its own health modality that focuses on mental, emotional health, wellness, and happiness. But you will see trickle down effects physically. My fibromyalgia. I worked with a client had fibromyalgia, not because she had fibromyalgia, she just had fibromyalgia. I was working on her mental challenges, right? Her challenges. And what happened was her fibromyalgia went away. And the more people I worked with that had fibromyalgia that released it, it made me believe because it was kind of like people say it as an unknown, they don't know what it is or where it comes from, just that there's like this unknown pain. Maybe it does come from mental and emotional issues, like so much does, right? They work on our energy field. So when you feel something here, when somebody says something to you, and it immediately affects you, right? It goes into our aura and our layers of energy, and then it affects us and we feel it. Once it's here, if it stays here, it moves into the physical realm, like anxiety. I was having panic attacks. I didn't even know what they were. I felt like I was going to pass out. Those were all physical challenge that hit me because of my mental and emotional challenges that I was dealing with. So it's a perfect example, anxiety, panic attacks, crazy thoughts that make no sense, but you cannot help thinking them. I don't know if any of you ever struggled with anxiety. It is horrible. And so many people have it that it's like, yeah, I have anxiety. Well, it can be debilitating. Those thoughts, right, that don't go away and where it comes from and why. So breathing problems, physical stress on the body, the fears. And it's not, plant medicine is not a new age trend. It's remarkable. They have been around for a long, long time. And now there are many flower remedies throughout the world. People are most familiar with Bach and maybe you bought flower essences and maybe you've heard of them. There's 38 of them. Um, and they claim that it's enough. But the truth is, Bach, owned by Nelson's, has become a big business, a big corporate. And there are remedies from and plants and flowers from all over the world that can help us. So Bach is one of them. So we know that you can't go to the doctor and ask for something for confidence, but you can go and pick up a remedy, Larch from Bach, and others from other producers that will give you back your confidence. What does it mean? What does it mean when you lose your confidence? It means that you have been moved out of emotional balance. That is simply it. I know that you guys talk about physical balance, emotional balance. That is what you're working with as a healer, right? This just takes you out of emotional balance. They move your body back into that perfect state of mind, healing and not suppressing. So when you're working with plant medicine, you are literally moving you back to your best state of mind. So, whether you're already established in healthcare or looking to start something fresh, when I teach you about flower remedies, you're building lives, you're building multiple income streams, and you are adding a superpower. And you and your clients will, um, you're gonna feel profound results. So, how remedies work with your purpose? You can mix a couple of remedies together. If you are not feeling your purpose, that could be why you're depressed. So we talk about the art of consultations. Um, the road you're supposed to take is always inside of you, and it's a matter of getting out there. When you look at that booklet that I've given you the link to, the general case studies, you are going to hear from mostly women from all over the world what the remedies did for them. And I have to tell you, I am always learning from my clients and from the students I work with, the clients I work with teaching this. I learn so much. It's amazing where they go and where it brings you and how you teach me as well. But there are a ton in the book. So how would you use this health modality if it was something you were interested in? Is it something that can help your clients? Is it something that it would excite you to incorporate into your business? Can you serve your clients using this? Would you want to build income streams around this? Oh, Beverly, you do flower remedies and gem essences. Okay. Thanks, Raina.
I do. I've incorporated them, oh gosh, back in the 90s, and they are fabulous. And I'm sure there's probably new ones out there now too. And it's just like a combination. Does one thing work for all? No, it's finding what's going to work for you. And that I think is where you come in as that practitioner to say, what are your details? Let me see what's going to work best for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I love what you're saying here. You're speaking my language, so yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Beverly. How about for you, Misty? How do you feel about what we're talking about? We've spoken about this before, but you tell me what you're feeling now.
I'm excited. I can't wait to actually get in there and get my hands on it. You know my situation, so I'm really excited to be able to not only take them myself, but be able to offer to them to people who I know need this. There's so many people I'm around on a daily basis that have issues that this can help with, and I'm just excited to get into it and get my hands on it.
Yeah. Misty's a private healthcare provider, which can be beautiful and incredibly challenging, I would imagine, at the same time, dealing with a lot of different personalities. And AXA, are you getting anything from this? Is it interesting to you?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I've been through with anxiety during my postpartum depression as well when I had my baby. And, it's so hard to take care of and every night, feeding and having anxiety. Oh my God, I look ugly and stuff like that. Lot of thoughts, and it was so hard. But right now, when I was listening your stories, I was like, yes, I need to have it. I mean, I need to try it because it's hard with your kids, working, cooking, doing many things, and in the end, you don't get, something like um, time for yourself. So you get a lot of anxiety, a lot of negative thoughts. For that, I really need to reduce it. So I definitely am going to order this from you for sure.
Okay, thank you. And AXA is a whole different business. She actually works with me, and something that we would talk about eventually, if we all work together, is she's an appointment setter, and she goes out and finds people that may be interested in what I do, which is something I want to teach you also about doing and getting out there. So much different than ads, and it's building relationships and things like that. So we'll talk about that at another time, probably a little bit on day 3. So um, so also what's so beautiful about this is you can do it from home. I talk about building a pajama empire. I don't know if any of you have seen posts. I talk about building the pajama empire, where you stroll to the kitchen table or into your office, your hair's in a bun, you're in the pajamas. I help a rescue when they get kittens, and I'll feed them. So I'll be reading my mail while I'm feeding, a 3-day-old baby, and in my pajamas, looking like a mess, and sending out emails and making client appointments, or opening up my calendar and saying, okay, how many appointments do I have today? Or what are the appointments for the week that I didn't even know I had, because people will make them from all over the world on the other side of the world while we're sleeping, while we're sleeping and they're awake. So you could incorporate a whole new business and income streams doing this, creating products and putting them on your site, creating sprays, all of these different. I mean, I worked with somebody who um cosmetician. What's the word, cosmetician? But and she did facial work, and she created a line with plant medicine in it. And there is just so much room for so many people to come in and do this. So for those of you that are not in a business yet, we incorporate this. We talk about what your specialty is, what you want it to be, and how we get you to that niche, and then how we get you out there. And I think that if for most of you have been to my amydcohen.com backslash event, that is something that we would create for you. Your second page would be different, but we would be creating something for you that it shows your specialty and what you do, and then takes them to a second page. Maybe it's for a free consultation. Maybe it's for a book you have. Maybe it's for a course you want to get out there. But that is how we package you and get you out there. And I believe you can add life coach to your credentials, because you are changing lives and bringing people to live their life they are supposed to live. And that's huge. So flower remedies, what are they? They are made by taking specific flowers that are cooked in the sun, which creates a liquid master tincture. Every plant has a healing signature that has been proven, and over time addresses a specific emotional state. And that is how they are made. Different people make them different ways, but some take the stem, some take the plant off, some keep the plant on the stem while creating the extract. And I go into more detail in the live boot camp for those that are interested. But that is how it's made. And I know it sounds pansy. Yes, that's my pun. But the health benefits and the healing powers are amazing. So what makes this so powerful for healthcare providers? One, it complements all healthcare, right? It doesn't matter if you're doing something physical. If you can address the mental, that changes everything. It's safe, no contraindications. You cannot overdose. It works even through medication, safe for all ages, and you can actually even use them for your pets. So my son was about 5 years old, and I was dealing with all this stuff with him, like I mentioned earlier. And I made myself a remedy for confidence. I was still feeling new and playing around with it, but everything that was going on was difficult for me. And so I was taking something for confidence, which will take a million times in our lifetime. And I had it on my table, on my nightstand, and my son drank the bottle. These are the bottles, 1 ounce bottles. My son drank it. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Do I have to take him to the hospital? What do I have to do? So I called the doctor. And she said, no. So he'll have a little confidence if he doesn't have any. You'll notice a difference in his confidence. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. And she was right. What a moment for me. When you have loyal customers who trust you and love you, they want to learn about what else can you offer me that I can help, that's going to help me. They already trust you. They want more. So it's quick to learn. You're going to learn it in 1 week. There is massive demand, as we spoke about, and it's all about premium positioning. So Europe, flower are very well known and established throughout Europe. Doctors prescribe them. They use them in their offices. They are used in hospitals. Pharmacies stock them. It's considered standard healthcare. But here, most people have never heard of it. And I don't have to tell you, if the pharmaceutical company had their way, nobody would ever hear about it. So you are not competing with 5,000 other practitioners. You're creating your own category. And that's when I think about Reiki practitioners. There are so many Reiki practitioners, and they are so desperately needed, but it's an inundated market. You can't really make money as a Reiki practitioner unless you incorporate the systems that I'm talking about, but not many people really do that, right? It really is a market that there are a lot of people, and here we want to create you as your own category. So you're hearing my passion. This is great for different people's ages and different perspectives. We need people that are our age doing it. We need the younger generation doing it. I need to get this out to the younger generation. So understand, these are not supplements. These are liquid drops that people can take in a 1 ounce bottle. And actually, the way I teach it for you to use it as a spray, so there can't be any kind of insurance problems happening. Now, you're going to tell your clients that know you really well, yeah, you can take it as drops or you can take it as a spray. I will teach it to you both ways. But I do like to say to you, when you are working with new clients, use it as a spray. Does it work as well? Yes, it does. I get more into that in the boot camp, but let me tell you what it looks like when you add something like this to your practice. I charge $300 per remedy and consultation a month. There is no insurance. I work with individuals and families together. I work with moms and her 2 kids. I work with parents that are going through relationships. And for me, depending on my situation, $600 for 2 people, maybe I'll charge 5. So it just all depends. So that's how I charge. Now, people come back monthly for it. So that's when I do my consultations. When I work with teaching people how to use it, that's a different story. And I get more into that later on. But so I work with adults, work with families, work with kids. I was working with a lot with adopted children for a while. Somehow somebody found me, and then they put me into this group because, children that are adopted, they still have that life in another place in their mind, in their DNA. And then they come here, and a lot of, first of all, separation anxiety, separation, knowing that you're out of something. Even if you're an infant, I have learned that they know that they are not in their realm, and that changes and brings on a whole new slew of challenges, and the remedies can work with that in an amazing way. Pregnant women, when you are giving birth, this is huge. For midwives, this is fantastic. So it works with a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. I should really say it really works with anybody, whatever their challenges are, because plants are all about, and these flowers are all about treating emotional challenges. So you become an authority by default. Your clients will literally be leaving with a product, if they want to work with you with plant medicine, in their hands, and then you're going to talk to them in 3 weeks with a follow-up and then move on. And one of the things I teach is how to do a follow-up, the art of the consultation. Because for the first couple of years, I would work with somebody. I mean, it was hysterical. I couldn't figure it out. I'd work with somebody and then I'd call them up and say, okay, how you feeling? And they'd say, I feel okay. I don't think it did anything. And then I realized I'm doing it all wrong. What I have to say is, okay, we were dealing with panic attacks. You were having panic attacks 4 times a day. You had worry on your mind all day long. Where are you now on a scale of 1 to 10? If you were feeling a 10, the worst, where are your panic attacks now? And they'd be like, oh my God, I didn't even realize. I had a panic attack yesterday and I haven't had one since. And my worry, it was a 10, but it's a 5 or a 7 or an 8. You know, I don't want to make it sound like it's like this, you know, it goes down. For some people, it will go to a 5. For others, it will go to an 8 this month. And then you make a new remedy, either the same one or you tweak it based on what they're sharing with you, and you make them the next remedy, and they continue. There could be 50 life coaches in your city, but you're going to be the only one who is actually giving them something to address the challenges that they're dealing with. So if you want to experience it, book an appointment with me. If you want, you'll pay the price, and then if you decide to work with me, I'll give it back. I'll take that money off. If you decide you don't want to work with me, you're going to be feeling amazing anyway and want to continue or continue on your own. The more chaos your body is in, the quicker that it works. And you put yourself in a category of 1. So understanding the market, there are life coaches. There are general, I'm going to call them life coaches, 71,000 plus. Therapists at, like I said, 370,000. Wellness coaches, 200 plus thousand. Less than 5,000 plant remedy practitioners in the United States. And by the way, when you work with me, we're going to come up with a title, because I don't want you to be a flower remedy practitioner. You are so much more than that. And I want it to be something that stands out. And that's one of the things that we talk about. There are even probably nobody else out there who's going to teach you how to build a business around it. I'm sure of it. There is no one else out there who's going to teach you how to build a business around it. Not only that, I really don't want this to be woohoo, and that is what I'm working on. So when you work with your clients, I'm also going to teach you how to do it professional. You are going to have a remedy for them. This remedy is going to be sealed. You are going to give them paperwork that tells you exactly what you're giving them, what is in there, so they can look it up, and they can look up why. And if they're interested, they're going to look it up. So what else does it help with? Spiritual dilemma, gender confusion, separation anxiety, abuse, children's challenges, anything where you struggle with a behavior pattern you don't like, the state of mind is not where you want it to be, what your feelings are, what your thoughts are, when they're out of balance, this moves you right back. So I'm going to show you how it works. Where is mine? Okay. I teach story. Okay. I teach a method. One of the things I teach, you're going to learn some things from me that are taught nowhere else. When you learn, I mean, you can go to Bach and you could learn level 1, level 2, level 3. That will take you a year, unless now I think they do correspondence. But all you're going to do is learn about the remedies. I am going to teach you about remedies. I'm also going to teach you about physical challenges. I'm going to be very specific when we get into things like autism and we get into things like anxiety and depression. We're going to teach you, I'm going to teach you a lot of different things. But this method, the BSR method, I want to know your background. It's very specific. It's not just giving a remedy. You are going to consult with them and they are going to share information with you. So you want to know about their background. Okay? Their background is going to then lead you into their symptoms. What are their symptoms? Now, most of the time they're going to tell you what they were diagnosed with, which it's okay. Okay, you could tell me, but it's not what I'm going to hear. What I'm going to hear is what those symptoms are. From there, how do you want to feel? And even though they've told you your symptoms, this is going to teach you even so much more that they might not have said in words. How do you want to feel? I want to feel light. I want to feel unburdened. I don't want to feel this resentment towards my mother. I want to just let it go. Okay. This is huge because this, even though we have the symptoms, this symptoms and how you want to feel is really going to lead you to the remedy. Okay. And that's the last thing. You then make them the remedy. I teach you how to send it out because you're going to be working with people all over, if you choose domestically, all over the States or worldwide, whatever you want. Worldwide, it doesn't always get so tricky, but certainly now it's going to be tricky. You know, trying to get it out there, what the costs are going to be, will they be able to pick it up? What is it going to cost us? You know, well, everything's changed, but I still do it. And then what's that remedy? Now, with that remedy, you want to make sure that you get a follow-up with your client. It's not one and done. This is a system. You are working in a process with all of your clients that you do this with. And that's important. How do they take it? We spoke a little bit about that. You can take it as drops if it's a client that you're close to, or you could tell them, I offer it as a spray, or I offer it as drops. I like when you don't know people, just keep it a spray, and then as time goes on, you could change it. Like I said, you're going to learn. You're going to get to know your clients. You're going to know who you can and can't use it with. So now I want to teach you something that is a game changer. And this is one of the reasons why when I was like, I want to come back, I want to do this, but there are certain things I don't want to do. I don't love the posting. I don't love, certain things I just don't love, about the business. But I knew I wanted to come back. Now I want to teach you something that you can, when we're almost done and when we get off, you could go and play around with this because it is the most amazing thing. It has cut hours off of my working with clients and working in my own business building it. And this was a game changer for me. So everybody has heard of AI. You probably use it. I did not like creating posts. I did, but you will see I am on and off with posts. The thing about posting is that you really don't need a large audience. You really just need the right audience. You can have 100 people on your Facebook page, but if those 100 people are invested in what you're doing and love what you're doing, they can be potential clients. So that does not matter. But getting back to the point, I want to teach you something that you could use immediately. And in AI, it's something called Claude, Claude. I'll put it, somebody can maybe put it in the chat. CLAUDE.ai. So Claude AI is the most amazing tool because it writes everything for you. It could write a book, it could write an e-guide. I have it write all my posts, especially about Pajama Empire. I didn't think I was funny enough. So I'd go to Claude and say, listen, can you write this for me? I want it to be short, sweet, and funny. And it would write it for me. I could change it the way I want. Hundreds and hundreds of hours, literally, that I have cut down just using Claude AI. So it will help you. Do you want a new title for what you do? Your title is important because it tells people what you do. Some people will give a list of things that they do, but you don't know any of them. And people don't want to ask you what that means. So you really want to have a title that will explain it all for you, short and sweet, that they can say, oh, okay, I could resonate with that. Let me make an appointment. And if you go on, I don't know if you have a title for yourself, but you go into Claude and you say, these are the things I do, and this is what I want to get out there. This is what I want to present to people. Tell me some titles and tell me how to create a tagline doing this. This is how I will help them. And then you could say, just because you're playing, I want to make some posts for Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn with hashtags. I want them short and sweet. Can you make some for me? And this is what I want them to be about. Or I am offering, I'm doing a master course. This is the date. I want you to share that. But I want you to go in and play, because if you haven't done it before, this is a life tool. Now, by the way, this is also created a vacation for me. Actually, two. Going to Puerto Rico, but I was going to go to Rome, and it planned out my whole trip. Best restaurants to go to, local cuisine, what I must see. It was amazing. You want to create an ebook on what you do? Tell it what you do and let it create an ebook. You want 7 pages? You want 15 pages? You want a book? You want a title? It goes on and on and on. And it will save you hours and hours and hours of work. You have a flyer you want to put out or send out? You want to send something to your clients? Okay, what do you want to send? My hope would be that, okay, listen, I want to work with you, and then we get your specialization all figured out, and then you say, okay, if I want to send postcards, if that's the type of marketing you want to do, okay, we'll figure it out. This is your offer. And if you do that, if you do postcards, it's really good for, I think, storefront businesses. But you should always send 3. Anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. So that was, I think that was literally, this can be a game changer for you and your business. So many people, on a different note, know Frank Kern. He is a guru in the marketing field. He's big on ads, and he shares what he feels here, and I totally agree. In order to really excel in business, there is a simple belief and standard to follow. You have to be radically transparent. And it's the truth, and I love it. I mean, how many people have you worked with that don't really think that way? And that's me. And I always want to be radically transparent and honest. And I'm making no secret that I want to work with you if we're a fit. I want to work with amazing purpose, with amazing people who share the same purpose. And I also want to help people to then reach their goals in life, especially women, to be honest with you, that are 40 plus and that, are either struggling or don't have a lot in retirement. That is my goal. But not everybody wants to work with me, and that's okay. Everything we offer, whether it's a package or a la carte, once you're in my tribe, or whether you don't join at all, but you're on my Plans Alliance, once you're in it, you're in it. We're together for life. That's my goal. Right. So one of my coaches calls what we do a treadmill. And what I was taught and that I loved is that the power of a treadmill is that it's always moving. You can shut it off for a time, but once you get back on it, it creates that movement again. If you stay on it, you get results. If you need help getting results, you go to a coach. If you get advice, you get tweaks. You stay on the treadmill, you just keep moving forward. So two rules to success is show up and don't quit. So if you implement a program the way it's supposed to be, and you show up and you don't quit the same way you are here today, and hopefully you'll be tomorrow, my hope is that you're going to learn something, that I'm going to give you something valuable. That is my hope. Otherwise, I'm just spitting out words, and I do not want to do that. My time is valuable. More importantly, your time is valuable, and that is not what I want to do. You just have to put in the time to get results. You walk away for a minute, you come back, and that's all good, and it's all okay. Your decision, your outcome. Every decision you make is your decision. You create your outcome. So I want to do a meditation. Anybody open to a meditation? I call it a victory meditation. So close your eyes. It'll just take a few minutes. Close your eyes and just breathe. In and out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I want you to see yourself exactly 1 year from today. Take a deep breath in and feel this. And breathe out. You're waking up every morning excited because you get to do what you love, and you are making incredible money doing it. And your bank account reflects your impact. Your calendar is full of dream clients who value you, who pay you premium rates, who thank you for changing their lives, for themselves and their family. Breathe in and breathe out. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are not just helping people, you are transforming lives on a massive scale. You wake up smiling in the morning because you've become that go-to expert in your field. Breathe in and breathe out. People seek you out. They wait for you. They invest in you. Feel that confidence in your body. Feel that peace in your heart. Feel the joy in your soul. This is not your fantasy, it's your future reality. The person you're seeing, that's who you're becoming starting today. Because you can do anything you want. And put that on your bathroom mirror. What is your reality? Put it on your bathroom mirror where you see it every day. Breathe in and breathe out. Do you feel that confidence? Do you feel that peace? Do you feel that joy? Now, when you're ready, open your eyes and tell me, what's one word that describes how that vision made you feel? And so there's one more thing I want to talk about before we go. One more piece of information that I want to share on a serious note. Okay, it makes you feel relaxed. It makes you feel free. It's really good. So my team and I have been discussing something important. How many of you feel that it would be beneficial if we were to work with you for life? If we were to help you in your business? Hopefully something today has helped you in some way. We have 2 more days. We've decided to do some kind of a mentorship opportunity, a mentorship program. We have many different opportunities. Some of them are expensive. But I know when I invested in myself, it really changed things. So my team and I, we had a roundtable discussion, and we decided that we're in a place now that we can offer a scholarship program, right? So I want everyone who's here, who's supposed to be here, to be here. And my question to you is, do you feel it would benefit you if we offered a scholarship program? I've worked out most of the details, and I want to get one more class under your belt so you really get a feel for who we are and what we want to accomplish for you. And what it means is that if you qualify for the scholarship, we would cover the vast majority of the tuition if working together is what you want to do. Now, you don't even know the packages, you don't know anything about what I'm doing, and I'm not even going to get into that yet, how I want to work with you. But I really want to be able to work with women, and I want to be able to make sure that they're set up if they like what I do, and get you to where you want to be, and offer a program where we would be paying for most of it. You pay for the smaller portion, and we start working together. And there are different packages. If that works for you, tell me below. Just mention the word scholarship. And I want to finish it tonight. I'm gonna continue working and coming up with the pricing, and I'll explain it all to you. But I do feel like we can do that. We can offer the majority of the pricing and get you into one of our programs if it's something that interests you yet. And again, you don't know what those packages are yet. I do have the packages set up. I just want to, and I want to explain what they are, not today, in a few days. See if it works with you. And if you don't like the packages and you do want to work together, then we will figure out what you need. And also, I don't want money to be an issue to stop you from working together. So that's really what I want to get out there. So, I will have more information for you tomorrow on exactly what we're going to do. And I'm very, very excited about it. And I hope you are too. This is new, and it really, really excites me. So, and I'll share with you what I've come up with. I just want to solidify it, and we'll do it tomorrow, or Sunday. I'm not even sure yet. So homework, homework, homework. I would love for you to do something that may be out of your comfort zone, maybe not. I want you to go to the Plant Alliance group, which is in the chat up in the beginning, and I would love for you to create a video. I have information on how to do that in the Plant Alliance group. You just hit a button, and it'll give you a minute. It'll take you to another screen that you still don't have to do the video. You don't have to make the video until you press a button that says okay, and it'll do a countdown, and then you'll be able to make the video. I just want you to share your name. Share if you had an aha moment. And if you had one, I would love for you to share it here. But share in the group if you had an aha moment, something that you can share. The reason why I want you to do this is just to get you out of your comfort zone. This is part of creating authority. The directions are pinned at the top, very easy to do. Post your breakthrough video in the Plant Alliance group and share your name, your aha moment, and what you hope to achieve if you want to. And there may be somebody else in the group that really relates to you. So it's facebook.com groups, the Plantpreneur Alliance. And again, it's in the chat in the beginning of the chat. Another thing is, if you have the book, if you don't have the book and you want to get it, amydcohen.com/book. It's $4.99 for you right now. If you don't want to get it, that's fine. But on there are 4 pillar questions, page 21, 23, 26, and they're self-reflection questions and business discovery. And you can go there and answer those questions. Tomorrow, Mindset Mastery. Same time, same Zoom link. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. The goal is to set you up for crazy success, my friends. I believe in you. And now I want you to show the world what you're made of. So you've taken an incredible journey today. You discovered strategic integration. Tomorrow's a big day. You're going to learn how to shift your mindset if you need it. And day 3, you're going to learn how to build your business or pajama empire step by step using the advanced systems. So think about today. 1 year from now, I will be known as the expert in blank in my market. And you might not even know that yet. So are you feeling excited about today? Do you feel like you got something from you today? Is your soul excited? Is it taking you on a journey to learn more? Oh, thank you, Axa. I'm glad that you love it. Okay, so do you have any questions for me before we close down? If not, yeah, Raina.
I'm looking for that link that you mentioned that you said was in the chat. I'm not seeing it. I went to
Okay.
the top of my, oh, you know why? Because I was on my phone first and that was
No
a
worries.
separate chat, so.
Which links
is
do
it?
you want? This is for the book, and then Amy
The
D.
Plant Alliance you mentioned.
Okay, general, this you should have also, if I didn't
Can
send
you
it
put
to
it back in
you.
the chat, please?
Yeah, and I'm gonna put that back in the chat right
Thank you.
here it is.
I lost it because I moved from my phone to the computer.
Yeah, no worries at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Great.
Edit, copy,
Oh, okay.
edit, paste.
Copy.
Here it is,
There it is.
Plant Alliance.
Okay, great. Thank you. Perfect. Now I
Okay.
have it all in one place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else before we end for the day? Tell Beverly thank you for coming. I hope it was worth her time. I hope she enjoyed it.
She did. She told me she thanked me. She enjoyed it. She just had another call. She's a very busy lady and she took time for us. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank her. I don't have her email.
I will give it to you. It'll be
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
will.
Text it to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was talking to her because we have some things we're doing together today. And I said, oh, by the way, this is what I'm doing now. And I sent her the link, and she was on within like a few minutes. So
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, guys, so hopefully I will see you all tomorrow. And this ends today. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Aksa. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you so, so much.
Thank
You're
you
so
so
blessed.
much.
We
It
are
was
blessed to
lovely
have
meeting you all.
you and all this amazing
Yes,
information because I've been around the block many, many times. So this is excellent information.
yes,
And the love
absolutely.
and the resonance is totally there. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
it
you.
was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Misty, were you trying to say something or you good? You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Goodbye,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone. Thank you, Misty.
See
Thank
you
you,
tomorrow.
Bye.
Aksa. We'll
See you
see
guys
you in the
tomorrow.
morning.